Donald Trump 2024? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Instead of focusing on winning arguments, we're teaching the basic fundamentals of sales and marketing and how we can use them to win in the world of politics, teaching you how to meet people where they're at on the issues they care about. Welcome to The Brian Nichols Show.
Well, happy Friday there, folks. Brian Nichols here on The Brian Nichols Show, and thank you for joining us on, of course, another fun-filled episode. I am, as always, your humble host, joining you live from our lovely Stratus IP studios here in Eastern Indiana. Don't let cyber attacks or outdated business technology put your company at risk. Head to briannicholsshow.com/Stratus IP. Get your free one-on-one business technology consultation today. Stratus IP, business technology simplified. Folks, he's back. He's back. Yes, Donald Trump, 2024. The rumors are, in fact, true. Well, it seems to be the case. And we're going to talk about that today. And by the way, for you folks who are in the GOP, we're going to talk about why that might not be a really good idea for your 2024 prospects. But first, we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Scott Schluter for Illinois governor. Now, folks, I had the great chance heading up to Illinois back a couple weekends ago for their state gala, and I had the chance to meet Scott as well as to meet his running mate, John Phillips, who are both running for the role of Illinois governor and lieutenant governor. Scott is an Air Force veteran, diesel mechanic, and a longtime libertarian activist running with, again, running mate John Phillips, who are two mechanics running to fix the broken state of Illinois. Scott wants to bring the principles of individual liberty and responsibility to Illinois governance with a message of compassion and cooperation. Vote for Scott Schluter, November 8th, 2022. I almost gave you a time frame there. No, we're not talking about voter fraud here. One day, November 8th, 2022, next Tuesday, make sure if you're up in Illinois, you cast your ballot for Scott Schluter and John Phillips. All right, folks. So, yes, going on to today's episode, I wanted to go ahead and, number one, walk through an article that kind of outlines what's going on with the potential Donald Trump running for 2024 again for president. I thought he was done. I think we all thought we were done, but yes, he's back. So let's go ahead. We're going to dig into this article really quick as I share my screen here. Maybe. There we go. Trump 2024. And this is over on CBS News. Former President Donald Trump is considering announcing another bid for the White House that could come as soon as Tuesday after the midterms, according to three Trump advisors and a Republican Party operative familiar with the former president's deliberations. The former president has been calling his donor base to inform loyalists of his thinking and solicit feedback. The precise timing and nature of the announcement is unclear. Three Trump advisors told CBS News on November 14th is one possible date on the radar. One advisor said the date is still fluid. Another source close to Trump said that it could come in 2 weeks after the November 8th elections. And another advisor said his announcement was more likely to be happening after Thanksgiving and perhaps not until early 2023. All right, so really quick, we're going to just kind of address right there. It sounds, though, like he's back. I mean, regardless of when the announcement takes place, it will likely be taking place. Trump 2024, the re-election bid, it's happening. Trump advisors continuing say that the former president wants to be part of the midterm election conversation next Tuesday and during a lame duck session, even if some congressional Republicans wish he'd wait. Axios first reported the possible date of November 14th. Trump says, I will very, very probably do it again. Get ready, Trump said at a rally on Thursday night in Iowa, which is why this is breaking as well. Taylor Budowich, a spokesperson for Trump, said he's not commenting on the never-ending media speculation and rumors. Quote, as President Trump has said, Americans should go vote up and down the ballot for Republicans, and he will continue that message tomorrow night in Pennsylvania. In an interview with the conservative Spanish language media outlet Americano Media last Saturday, the former president said he was already made the decision on whether or not to launch a third run at the White House, saying, quote, I have already in my mind made it. Geez, speaking like Trump is hard, but very shortly, I will be announcing it very shortly, Trump said. I will be letting people know very quickly. Multiple sources told CBS News Trump is expected to announce Tuesday night, watching election returns at the Mar-a-Lago residence alongside a small group of donors, club members, and would-be campaign advisors. Trump backers surmise that the former president could box out some potential GOP challengers by being among the first to announce a 2024 run. That strategy may keep out some of the top candidates who align themselves closely with Trump, but it's unlikely to keep Trump's former Vice President Mike Pence, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and other 2024 aspirants from mounting their own campaigns. And we're going to talk about that there. Mike Pompeo, who served as Trump's Secretary of State, told CBS News earlier this year his decision to run would not depend on Trump. Well, we hope not, Mike, because, geez, you're such a great candidate. Trump continues to deny the outcome of the 2020 election, which he lost. That's what CBS says. As recently as last night, he told supporters in Iowa, quote, he should never have left the White House. And now he appears poised to try and win it back. All right, folks. So Trump 2024, what's it mean for the GOP? Is it a good thing? Well, if you're a big Trump fan in the MAGA camp, I got some tough news for you. I don't think it's a good thing. And here's why. And I talked about this over on Tim Pool back when I joined his show end of March. People disliked Trump, and not the GOP, right? We're not talking about the GOP here. We're talking about the fact you have to get elected on a national basis. And when you look at the way people reacted towards Trump, they did not like him on a human level, on a personal level. So with that being said, because of the fact they did not like him in a personal level, you saw a going out and voting against Donald Trump. And that's something I think that we need to acknowledge, is that folks went out of their way to vote against Trump. And if we, and I say we, in the liberty movement, across the board, put candidates up that people vehemently do not like, and we are surprised that they do not like those candidates. I mean, what do we expect to happen in return? So I say that despite the infatuation with a lot of the base for Trump, I don't see this being a winning strategy. Rather, you have somebody like a Ron DeSantis who can take what he did in Florida and bring it to a national campaign and have success. Yeah, I think the GOP would be much better off putting their faith and trust behind somebody like a Ron DeSantis. Now, is that to say that Ron DeSantis' policies are great? Absolutely not. I think there's a lot of areas that libertarians and anybody in the liberty movement should try to push DeSantis to get better. But when we're looking specifically at what the future for the GOP looks like, it's going to look more like a campaign or a party rather run by the likes of the Ron DeSantises of the world, not the campaigns of the Donald Trumps. Now, the style, the rhetoric from the Donald Trump campaigns of yesteryear, those will likely carry through. But I don't know if the success will carry through with the persona of Donald Trump. The tactics, the strategy, perhaps. So I say all that because if the GOP goes the route of embracing Trump as their nominee in 2024, the progress that they're going to make next Tuesday, I feel, will be undone. And this is important for long-term, like, what are we doing here? And this is a conversation we're having in the liberty movement, in the greater Libertarian Party. What's the goal? If the goal is to objectively make our lives better, more free, more pro-liberty, then it's going to require us to look at things a little differently. GOP, you might have the infatuation with Trump because, yeah, he was the big middle finger in 2016, but that's not enough anymore. Now it's a matter of putting people in positions that they can be successful and effective. Trump was a bull in a china shop, and he really was a great opportunity to get more sunlight on a lot of the folks out there who were not so ethical and honest in our political infrastructure. And he did that really, really well. He exposed a lot of people's true colors in media and really made it so folks couldn't pretend they were objective, non-biased sources. Looking at you, CNN. And RIP to all the reliable sources like the Brian Stelters of the world and the Chris Cuomos. But it was entirely because of what Trump was able to bring to the table. But now, moving forward, we're playing a different game. That was checkers. Now we're playing chess, right? Or I guess back in the day, it was Trump playing 4D chess. But if we want to have the success, then it requires us to do different things. Libertarians, it requires us to run more strategically. Go back and listen to some of our episodes over the past few weeks. You'll hear exactly what we're talking about in terms of the strategy. GOP, same thing. And the Democrats are learning this the hard way. Democrats are learning right now what happens when you just run on whatever it is that you think people should be caring about versus the alternative, the opposite of running on the issues they care about. And what's happening? They're starting to have to look in the mirror and say, maybe we need to change some of our tactics. Well, if we want the GOP or the Libertarian Party to continue to have success, it requires us to change our own tactics, to do things more effectively, to be more smart. That's something I think we talked about over the past few episodes here. Actually, if you go back to our episode with Kenny Cody and Jeremy Todd, we had a great breakdown there using the Blake Masters, Mark Victor race out in Arizona now with Blake Masters facing Mark Kelly one-on-one with Mark Victor dropping out. Yeah, that's a great microcosm of exactly what we're talking about with being strategic going forward. And yeah, there's people who have very heated opinions on either side of the aisle, but it does, I think, require us to do things differently, guys. And if you're looking at what's going to be the long-term play, it is to get more liberty in our lifetimes. So I say all that, rather short episode today. Trump 2024, yeah, it looks like he's back. So what's going to happen to the GOP? They're going to run Trump, we'll see, or will they go the route of what worked with COVID, and that was embracing the likes of folks like Ron DeSantis. So I guess we will definitely see over the next 2 years. Strap in. Yes, 2 years of election. Prepare yourselves. So beyond that, Libertarians, now we have a chance. If Trump runs again, we know what he's done, and we can run against that. So I think that would be a great chance for us to be a foil. So let's pay attention, and let's also prepare ourselves for what the future political landscape is going to look like. But other than that, that's all I really had for you guys today. If you did not get the chance, like I mentioned, I will make sure I include the video, by the way, for our conversation there with Jeremy Todd and Kenny Cody. Great breakdown of what's happening out in Arizona. I'll include that right here below for you guys to check that out. Otherwise, if you have not had the chance yet, well, you can go ahead and support the Brian Nichols Show in a couple of different ways by also going ahead and getting something in return. And I think I mentioned this on an episode earlier in the week, and that is, yes, if you go ahead and do some of these different things, you will be entered into a free drawing from the Brian Nichols Show shop. So stay tuned for that in a second. But first, yeah, briannicholsshow.com/shop. You can go ahead and check out some of our amazing swag over at the Brian Nichols Show store at Proud Libertarian. I've been busy working on some different designs. We have our Magic Money Tree shirt, our Liberty Legends shirt, No Farmers, No Food, our now that's what I call Tyranny Klaus Schwab shirt, and more. So you want to go ahead and check those out. Use code TBNS at checkout, though, regardless, and you'll make sure you get a discount applied when you go ahead and check out there. And I promise there are so many great things there for gifts this year. And it is the season, guys, by the way. Time to go ahead and get ready for Christmas time. So go ahead. It's great for stocking stuffers, presents, whatever you're looking for a gift. It is right there over at briannicholsshow.com/shop. Number one. Number two, you want to go ahead and support the show just as either a one-time donation or become a recurring donor, briannicholsshow.com/support. You can go ahead and support us over there. And then also, I mentioned this, yes, you can go ahead and get entered into winning a free shirt of your choice or a free item from Proud Libertarian as you get entered into a raffle we're going to be doing. But to get entered, there's a couple different things you have to do. Number one, you have to go ahead and either give us a 5-star rating and review. Send me a screenshot of said review. That is one entry. Number two, you go to briannicholsshow.com and you sign up for our morning sales huddle. That will go ahead and give you another entry. I think actually it gives you 3 entries, excuse me. And then for 5 entries, you do that. And then you give us a one-time donation, or you sign up, become a subscribing concurrent donor. You also will get 5 entries, and then everything else below as well will continue to give you entries. So the more entries you get, the more chances you have to win. And in that case, hey, one-time PayPal donation, $5 turn into like a $60 sweater, hoodie. Why not? Which we do have, by the way. Our Good Ideas Don't Require Force hoodie. Those are really, really nice. A lot better too, by the way, than the ones you see on AOC's website. Those not good. But anyways, guys, that's all I really have for you today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing the show. We've had a lot of folks reaching out here over the past week, sharing the show, reaching out and giving comments in terms of what their feedback was. So I thank you for that. If you have some comments on today's show for Trump 2024, do me a favor, leave them below. But otherwise, thank you for joining us. With that being said, Brian Nichols signing off here on The Brian Nichols Show. Have a happy Friday, and we'll see you next week.
For listening to The Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.